Hello, it's the Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. In this stream, we're going over the event week for this week in Reddit Online. Starting off, main thing with the event week, I'd definitely say is definitely 2 times money on the trader sales or sell missions. Which can definitely be one of the better ways of making money in the game, so having 2 times on that, definitely very good for making money. Of course, most people who've grown the game quite well throughout the years, you probably have a lot of money, like me, like 2,000-ish bucks, so I'm not really sure how helpful that would be for most people anyways, but still it's a thing. Plus, it's an incentive, I suppose, to do more in the trader role, which ironically is actually the one role I still need at level 20, rank 20, which I kind of want to do in line with Outlaw Pass number 5. But yeah, there's only like 2 weeks left, so I definitely need to really start grinding it, because I haven't really grinded much of the pass at all, to be completely honest. Because it's quite disappointing being the one Outlaw Pass that didn't come out with a new update, whatever. But yeah. And then going to event week highlights, there's also 2 times XP and then also roll XP for Trade Route, which is a trader free roam event. I think it's the only free roam event, I believe, for a trader. So yeah, you should be able to know which one it is. It's kind of the only one for the trader role in the first place for a free roam event. That one's really just XP bonuses. If you want to rank up the trader, that's definitely the one to do compared to the sales in Ascend. The sales normally might give more roll XP though, but still kind of nice bonus, no doubt. And then 2 times XP gain hideouts, which is like the one thing you can do entirely in free mode, which actually, not really, you can do the traders sell missions obviously in free mode. It's a complete free mode thing as well. Those are just annoying because you have to get the materials for like hunting and all that stuff. But gang hideouts are kind of random, you just kind of like find them around and stuff. They're a pretty good source though for treasure maps if I recall, so it's kind of fun to do with going for the Outlaw Pass and stuff, I suppose. And then yeah, there's also a free treasure map with pamphlet, which that's supposed to mean that you have to buy a pamphlet. I had to word it in that certain way to fit within the character limit. So if you want a free treasure map, just buy a pamphlet. Which could be anywhere from like 1 to 2 gold, I'd say at max for sure on the gold, on the treasure map. But yeah. Double and sales goes to May 17th, so just typical 1 week event week, obviously. But yeah, this one's pretty late, but at least not like last day, like last time, but that one was because I was on a trip to Mexico for a week or whatever, so I was all over the country and stuff. Speaking of that, my sleep's been totally fucked, like, not like totally fucked in a bad way, I mean, but kind of in a good way. I haven't really been able to pull any sort of all-nighters. I've always been like falling asleep at 12, 1 a.m. probably at like the latest. So yeah, whatever. Just saying. But again, very amazing money opportunity with the trader sell missions, 2 times already money. It's actually the first time they did it on 2 times money for this DLC, the Bounty Hunters DLC. The last time they bothered with the trader sell missions, I believe, is actually 1.5 times money, or maybe it has been done before, or maybe I just haven't made it to title before or something. That might be the first time I've done 2 times trader sell missions for the current DLC. With its event weeks, I mean. And yeah, completing any sort of trader sale will get you offers for 40% off a novice at promising trader item and any camp dog. So yeah, novice promising on the trader roll. I'll go over that. Yeah, as I mentioned, it's my 1 roll, ironically, that I'm not maxed out on. I do want to do that without Outlaw Pass number 5, considering there's actually 5 rolls in the game. But yeah. For novice, Let your saddle. Obviously, if you're going to want the saddle or not, it's going to probably highly depend on the stats. But yeah, horses and all that really don't matter anywhere near as much as like a vehicle in like GTA Online. So really, it's all like personal preference, I'd say, on like saddles and horses and stuff like that in this game. I don't think any of that really matters as much as any of the like performance kind of stuff in GTA Online. But I'm very certain it could be one of the better saddles in the game, being tied to a roll and stuff. I'd imagine it would be one of the better saddles. And complete cosmetic outfit here. Stew pot. Stew pot. Allows you to boost your cores if you're in a lobby for a really long time. So it's especially good if you're in lobbies for a really long time. You don't tend to switch lobbies and stuff if you want to boost your cores and stuff. But quite honestly, I don't really feel it's that worth it in that regard. You should probably just like worry about your 10 and switch lobbies or whatever when your cores get low. Because what's the point? Much necessarily in staying in the exact same lobbies. Like maybe if you don't want to like wait a minute or two for every lobby, whatever, it could be nice, but yeah. Like I said, really mainly useful if you're in a lobby for a really long time and don't like switch into different lobbies and stuff. But I much prefer the tents over the stew pot and like the amenities and stuff and like the mission bar and stuff, for example. The one good thing it does though is it gives you some of the easier like trader role challenges in the game. Literally, there's trader role challenges in the game where you can get 0.1 or somewhat higher gold bars, but 0.1 at minimum. There's challenges that just require you to like eat a certain amount of stew. You can literally do that with the basic recipe, so you don't have to like go out your way for materials or anything for like the better stew recipes and stuff. So it's a very good way kind of to get some easy experience for the trader role. Like a couple hundred each time you get something like that. Also, it makes for some very easy gold bars in a sense. So yeah, it gets you access to some of the easiest challenges for the role. That's very good. So I'd probably get it just for that reason, honestly, if you don't stay in lobbies for a really long time. Complete cosmetic gun belt there. Quadruber horses. I wouldn't bother with the one in Novice or Promising. I'd probably just go for the... Or actually, there isn't one for Promising, but Established. I would just go for the Distinguished one, because surely those ones would have the best stats, I'd imagine, being at the way in on the roll. So for that reason, I would not recommend these Quadruber horses unless you're big on collecting them for any reason, for that particular breed or something. Complete cosmetic buckle here, but you should also get the 40% off on the gold bars if they offer, I'd imagine. And then hammer, just a pretty typical like melee weapon, obviously. Probably not really going to be using melee weapons, obviously, unless you're doing something stealth, but I would definitely think the best stealth weapon in the game would have to be the bow. There's not really much of a stealth weapon in this game, unfortunately. See, I think the bow is definitely the best for like a stealth weapon. I just don't really see this having any sort of use. But still, if you like to collect all the different weapons, I suppose it's pretty nice. Complete cosmetic outfit there. Medium delivery wagon. But yeah. You'd think you would be able to just get the large delivery wagon, but unfortunately I believe you do need this medium delivery wagon to even get the large delivery wagon. It's not like I believe that like the meal custom and like the pounder custom, for example, in GTA Online from like the after hours update, like those two, I think you can get like whatever ones you want between those two. But yeah. Unfortunately, I do believe they force you to get that medium delivery wagon to get to the large one. So unfortunately, this is very worth getting for that reason. But if it didn't work like that, then it wouldn't necessarily be worth getting. But yeah, because this is paywalled behind the one before it, definitely worth getting it. weapon locker. Honestly, it's very situational. It depends on if you like a cluttered weapon wheel or not. Personally, I don't mind a cluttered weapon wheel. I don't necessarily mind scrolling through like 10 to 20 weapons in a single class. Obviously, certain people do. Personally, I'm not that bothered by it. I kind of like having all my weapons at once in case I randomly decide I want to use one or something. Because you never know when you might need certain weapons, obviously. Personally, I probably really wouldn't recommend this one. But still, it's obviously clearly one of the more useful ones. Complete cosmetic goes there. Lance knife, another kind of melee weapon. So again, you're probably really not going to get much use out of it similar to the hammer. But it is in gold bars, so you should get 40% off those gold bars. That one's definitely more worth it in the slightest than the hammer. And last but not least, the trader camp theme. That's a completely cosmetic thing. Camp themes are purely cosmetic in the game, and they're pretty expensive for purely cosmetic stuff, so I wouldn't really bother with that one. They're one of the more expensive purely cosmetic stuff in the game, so I really wouldn't bother with that one. So I'd say the top couple are definitely going to be the medium delivery wagon if you're going for promising with that offer. And then kind of the stew pot if you want some easy gold bars and easy trader roll challenges. Since the stew pot's practically the easiest ones if it involves the stew pot. It's practically some of the easiest challenges for the trader roll particularly. And yeah, any camp dog, I don't really recommend taking advantage of the any camp dog on 40% off unless you really want one of the paid breeds in the game. For those who don't know, the outlaw passes, so many outlaw passes near the way end of them, if you get that far enough, I believe you do get certain like breeds of camp dogs for free if you get very far in so many outlaw passes. I think that's the same case with this one. I think there is a camp dog with the current outlaw pass as well that you get for free if you like get far enough in the current outlaw pass. So there's not really a point in getting 40% off a camp dog when there's certain ones that's been free through the different outlaw passes they've done. So I would just grind out the outlaw pass rather than paying a camp dog. But yeah. And then going into MS Spectator, I already mentioned double XP on the trade route free roam event. But there's confirmation that it's a free mode event since I didn't really put that in as spectator to the character limits and stuff. But yeah, it's a free roam event for those who might have been confused from the spectator. And yeah, double XP on gang hideouts. Pretty much already explained everything for that one. But if you want any sort of increased roll XP for the trader, you basically have to do trade route. But even with that increase, the sales might be better off. Just doesn't take as much effort, I'd say, for the events and all, for the free mode event. Compared to having to get like product for the business and stuff. But yeah. Next is 40% off all camp themes, tents, and more. So actually, there was a discounted price on that camp theme. I kind of thought there was, considering 400 is actually pretty low for a camp theme, so yeah, that was actually on discount. So yeah, that cosmetic is typically way more. So yeah, I don't know if you can stack the 40% from that offer, like shown earlier, with the camp theme. I don't know if you can like stack them for like 80% off, for example, but yeah. Regardless, I don't really recommend any camp themes considering they're purely cosmetic. And obviously they're very personal preference and all, off the looks and everything. But yeah. Tents 40% off. Like I mentioned, tents are typically better for when you spawn into lobbies. So yeah, tents way better. tents are way better in the game, I feel, than the stew pot and like the different amenities and like the moonshine shack, for example. But yeah, moonshine shack, the like almonds and like the coffee, stuff like that, and the moonshine shack, and then the stew pot with the trader, of course. Those are if you want to keep your cores like pretty decent throughout being in a lobby. It tends to determine your cores and all that stuff when you spawn into a lobby. So yeah, that's what I recommend, is to just go into another lobby when your cores get really bad with the tent. Then you don't really have to bother with the stew pot or anything unless you want some easy gold bars and roll XP as mentioned before. But yeah. Tent's a very good one. I definitely recommend going your highest available tent, and if you don't have the highest available tent, then I would say definitely just wait till another discount at the highest tent for sure. I wouldn't bother with one of the lower tents. I would go with the highest price tent, whatever, for that 175% on the cores and whatever. Very helpful for sure. So yeah, I feel the core mechanic and stuff is really annoying in the game, but yeah, probably realistic to be fair, in a sense. But yeah, there's also 5 gold bars off the cost of the butcher's table. If instead of 15 gold, it's 10 gold for the butcher's table. Trader roll. In my opinion, the trader roll, I feel, is one of the worst rolls in the game. That's just my opinion, kind of. Maybe other people share that opinion as well. Guess I'll kind of go into the roles to talk about it. But yeah. Bounty Hunter, I say, absolutely is kind of the #1 role, since that's the one role that gives you gold, essentially. Which you need gold to even get the different roles in the game. Collector is very good for money, I say if you want a good money roll, go to Collector over the Trader. So yeah, unfortunately I feel the Trader was the worst of the original 3 rolls. The Bounty Hunter, Trader, Collector, I think it's definitely the worst of those. Quite frankly, I do feel, in my opinion, the Trader is the worst business. Since, as I mentioned, you have to like really bother with it. You have to like get a bunch of like hunting materials and stuff from like animals and all that stuff. Moonshine, you just have to get like ingredients and stuff, and they tend to give a lot of ingredients through like the Allah passes. They don't give a lot of like animal materials and stuff though, I don't think, through the Allah passes. So yeah, you really have to go out your way a lot with the trader roll. I don't really care for it too much, which is why it's the last roll I need to get to max. I don't know, maybe I don't see the full potential in the trader roll though, but I feel between a 5, it's definitely the worst in my opinion. It's definitely not one of the top 3, I'd say. But yeah, in my opinion, the worst roll. So if you don't have it, I wouldn't really sweat on it necessarily. Like, great for making money, yeah, but Collector is definitely the way to go with like a metal detector, and using a metal detector anytime you're not in a player versus player or player versus enemy situation. Basically, anytime you're not in combat, just use your metal detector and get underground collectibles, which are practically everywhere in the game. That's way better for making money and then selling them at Amazar, even individual collectibles, than the trader business. For me personally. But yeah. Wilderness Outfitters also giving 40% off all camp themes, tents. Yeah, all camp themes and tents, 40% off. With the Wilderness Outfitters again. But also 30% off the deluxe campfire. 30% off the deluxe campfire. I really don't see deluxe campfire being not worth doing. Quite frankly, the wilderness camp is probably the best way to go about the campfire. I think the best way to like craft different like cooked meats and stuff like that would definitely be the wilderness camp from the naturalist role. Especially for those who got the like fast travel from the like previous Outlaw Pass, which was like 97, rank 97 or something from the previous Outlaw Pass. Gives you the ability to fast travel with it. But yeah, Deluxe Campfire, are you really going to be in your camp that often crafting? I don't really feel that would be the case. So I'm not so big on collecting all the different, like, important stuff for the camp. I wouldn't really necessarily go for it. But yeah. But again, final thing on the Spectator, free treasure map with purchase of any pamphlet. Again, it might have been kind of confusing the way I worded it, because again, there's a character limit, obviously, before it stops showing certain things. So I had to work with the character limit, so yeah, hopefully that made enough sense. But if not, it should make sense. But yeah, obviously you can easily just purchase the cheapest pamphlet if you want the, like, best return from the treasure map and stuff like that. But in my opinion, the best pamphlets, if you want to like get a very useful pamphlet, would be like some of the like highly exclusive weapon pamphlets, like some of the like more exclusive like ammo pamphlets in the game. Like obviously you can get like fire, dynamite arrows, those you can't really like pick up from enemies and stuff like that, or even buy from the like gunsmith and all that. Certain ammo you can literally just craft, and you do need like said pamphlet to do that. So any highly exclusive kind of ammo thing would basically be the ones I would prioritize on if you were to purchase a pamphlet, no doubt. And speaking of that, there's 30% off non-roll pamphlets, which a lot of the highly exclusive, like ammo-related pamphlets are non-roll pamphlets, thankfully, unless it's like the tracking arrows for like the bounty hunter. And I guess you can kind of collect the varmint rifle cartridges. Don't really think that one's all that worth it personally, but yeah. Obviously that's a roll one, so it won't be applied with that discount. And yeah, they also tell you what the treasure map will be as well. And San Luis is in like the middle of New Austin. I'm pretty sure it's like right in the smack dab middle, bottom middle section of New Austin. I think that basically explains everything with that one. For more discounts, 40% off the all quadruber horses. So those horses I was showing off were actually 40% off. So again, with that offer shown off earlier with the novice promising, I don't know if you can stack that on top of the 40% off the quadruber horses, but yeah. Obviously, I do recommend the one in the established, like, rank 16 to 20. I believe you have to actually beat rank 20, though, to get the final quadruber horses. So I highly recommend going for the last of the quadruber horses for sure. But yeah, they seem to prioritize in speed over health. And, like, acceleration and stuff like that. That seems to be it for the section on the left there. 40% off the hunting wagon for your 17th. So yeah, if you recall, to like May 10th for like a month, there was a Prime Gaming thing kind of with a certain percent off the hunting wagon or something. But yeah, that's of course over because there's new Prime Gaming stuff. But yeah, I shall talk about the hunting wagon. But yeah, hunting wagon. As shown in the description, it's useful for carrying multiple carcasses, hides, and pelts. I believe when you buy it, there might be a thing in your satchel or something as well that might tell you like the carry limits and stuff, but yeah. There's of course certain carry limits and stuff. It's not like practically unlimited or anything. Like for example, all the different pellets you can put on your like horse, that kind of feels unlimited. As far as I know, like pellets from like wolves and stuff like that, you can put so many of those on your horse. That's not really much of the case necessarily with the hunting wagon. But yeah, I'm sure it's a decent amount at least. It definitely makes the trader business a lot more manageable, I'd say, than having a like not used hunting wagon. I feel it's definitely a necessity if you want the trader business to be as best as it can be, rather than having to like go on horseback and stuff like that. Certain things you might not really be able to even use horseback for, obviously, that you can use the hunting wagon for, such as some of the like more bigger animals and stuff. But yeah, it's not necessarily all that useful aside for obviously the trader business. Something worth knowing though is that I believe you can like get logged out of the game. If you do get logged out of the game, of course, you typically lose your stuff. However, if you put your like carcasses and stuff like that in the hunting wagon, I believe if you do somehow get lagged out of your like game or something, it will keep your stuff as long as it's in the hunting wagon. So if for some reason your internet was a disconnect or something like that, then using the hunting wagon can actually be quite beneficial, because I do believe it does hold on to your stuff, even if you get like kicked out of a lobby for any reason. So that one reason alone, I feel it's kind of worth getting the hunting wagon. Besides that, it's literally pretty much purely for the trader business and roll. And yeah, that seems to be it for the part on the right there. 30% off all trader roll outfits. So basically, you know, like purely cosmetic stuff for the most part, as long as it's like a full-on outfit, is 30% off. Very self-explanatory one there. Yeah, I should have went over everything at this point. Besides for the Prime Gaming stuff, which there is actually new stuff this time around. But yeah. Obviously, stuff on the left is exactly the same from the initial debut of the Bounty Hunters DLC. So yeah, it's basically going to go until literally the next update on the left. On the right is the like month-long stuff on the other hand. So yeah, for a tiny bit under a month, you basically have the stuff on the right. But yeah, 50% off the advanced camera and select outfits, so great. But yeah, 50% off the advanced camera. I don't feel that one's necessarily all that great. I'll kind of go into it more later. And yeah, 50% off select outfits up to rank 15, apparently. That's a kind of weird one for Prime Gaming, because you have to pay for Prime Gaming and stuff, but whatever. And you get rewards for 5 free blending tonics, which I believe reduces detection from like animals and stuff, so if you want to sneak up on animals better, the blending tonics are very worth using for sure. So those can definitely be pretty nice for legendary animals for the blending tonics. Speaking of legendary animals, there's also 5 free legendary animal pheromones, which makes it easier to like detect legendary animals or whatever, like easier to get them spotted on like the map and stuff. So last but not least, when it comes to discount stuff, 50% off the advanced camera, Prime Gaming only. So go into catalog to show that one off. I believe I have to go into catalog for that one since I don't think it's actually tied to the naturalist rule directly. But yeah, 50% off advanced camera would be $270 because I'm pretty sure it's $540 is the regular price. Obviously, I don't remember it being $1,080, no doubt. But yeah, quite pricey for a camera, no doubt. But yeah, as far as I know, there's really only like one good use for the advanced camera. One very niche use for the advanced camera, I definitely think, is getting full completion on the animal field guide. But yeah, the animal field guide, in order to get 100% for every animal, you do need to use the advanced camera. Or not the advanced camera, you can do it with the regular camera as well. The advanced camera just makes taking pictures of animals way easier to do than with the regular camera that you start out with or whatever. Since you get like much more free movement compared to with the regular camera. You also get like all the different like filters and stuff, which of course purely cosmetic stuff, but really cool if you like taking certain like pictures and stuff for the game, obviously. So that's a couple of the like very niche uses. Probably the best use you'll get out of the advanced camera though is the like free mode event for the naturalist. There's a wildlife photography kind of like free mode event for the naturalist raw, which like pretty much any other free mode event you can actually get a tiny bit of gold bars, though it does kind of depend on how you place, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I feel it's probably one of the more boring like free roam events in the game now, the wildlife photography one, whatever. But yeah, really that's kind of one like actual good use of the advanced camera. Aside for that, you're not really getting much of anything out of it. Quite frankly, you don't really get rewarded for 100% completing an animal in the animal field guide. I don't think you get rewarded for it. Like, all you really get rewarded for when it comes to field guide, in a sense, kind of is like the stamps. Like, you can like stamp a whole collection for the naturalist, I believe. In addition to like the money you get from the actual sample from the naturalist roll. Yeah, that's kind of all there is with that. And last but not least, we could collect in like featured series and stuff like that. Start with a featured series here. Featured series is kind of a different version of hardcore series, which is again the no ability cards, no consumables. You may think with the title it's actually a harder mode, but yeah. If people know how to use their like ability cards and consumables very wisely, obviously they can highly dominate in the other modes. So this one's honestly kind of more fair playing field kind of mode. So it can in a sense be one of the more easier showdown modes, believe it or not. Not really anything going on with the showdown mode though, so I probably wouldn't bother with it, quite frankly. But yeah, the difference with the hardcore series this time around is you played the like public enemy mode, so it's public enemy with hardcore. So it's kind of two modes in one. It's not like just a straight up hardcore series, it has some public enemy in it as well. And obviously it's just in a different range of locations besides for that. Last but not least should be the weekly collection.
Well, hello again.
And that's a Braithwaite Bell collection, which I think might actually be the same as last week's collection, if I kind of recall. I feel it's kind of the same one as the last week. Boxwood comb, necklace and an earrings. Yeah, I swear this was literally the exact same collection as last week. They just make you collect it again, I suppose. But yeah. I could swear this is literally the exact same location for... Not location, I could swear this is the exact same weekly collection from the last event week. Very odd that they would repeat the same exact weekly collection. I definitely recall this being the exact one with the box would come in 2D necklaces. I remember one last week with one that's like above ground or something, and two that could be partially randomized with the earrings and necklace, because lost jewelry is only partially randomized, not like, it's not 100% underground. Like coins, arrowheads, kind of with arrowheads, and then fossils and stuff like that. So because I'm very positive this is the exact same wiki collection as last week, I'm just not gonna talk about that one, since I did talk about it in the last event week stream. So if you want some sort of details on it from the last event week stream, feel free to refer to that one. But yeah, I swear that's the exact same wiki collection from last week, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Besides for what I've already talked about, obviously. But yeah. Now I want to make sure I've covered everything with the event week. Alright, yeah, that's definitely it for this event week stream. I didn't notice one single thing on the newswire that wasn't covered on the benefits section, or one of the couple things that I had to cover, because they don't cover it in the benefits section or Rockstar Newswire, such as the featured series, which can change like every week or like every other week or whatever, and the weekly collections, which for some reason it seems it's the exact same as the previous week, which is highly unusual, but oh well. There's still less for me to have to talk about, so I'll take it. But yeah. Sorry for the lateness of this one, not as late as last time, because again I wasn't on Hong Kong vacation at like another, like completely different country, whatever, like it was last time around. But yeah, my sleep's been kind of fucked in a sense, like, I've been falling asleep like way earlier than I usually do, I feel. So I like to pull all-nighters, but I haven't really been doing that for like a whole week since coming back or whatever. Since I would sleep so early in Mexico, obviously, since there was a lot to do there, not like in my typical place. But yeah, next stream is going to be the GTA Online event week stream, most likely. And yeah, May's a huge month for me. I don't really care to go in detail for why May's a huge month for me, so I might do a walkthrough. I might try to do my LA Nowhere walkthrough, start that up for sometime this month, actually. It's been almost 2 years, I think, since my last walkthrough for Grand Theft Auto 5, I think, on this channel. I did do a walkthrough in 2020 for my other channel, my sister Miscellaneous channel, that I don't really upload on. I've only uploaded like 6 things on it. I did like a Rehydrated walkthrough or something like June or something last year or whatever. June, July, I think, last year. So it's almost been a year since the last walkthrough, and I've been really enjoying professionals like GTA 4 walkthroughs and its other GTA walkthroughs the professionals been doing. Makes me want to do a walkthrough again for sure, so I might try to do a LA Nowhere walkthrough. maybe sometime next week or something I might start to
Hello
do
there,
that.
mister. My
No
throat is
promises though,
so
especially when I
dry.
have a whole entire like outlaw pass to still do for this particular game. I'm sure I could probably find over time to squeeze that in. Still like 14 days off. I'm sure I can find enough time to do that on the side or something. But yeah, that's fine. That'll be it for this stream. Next stream is probably going to be detailing an event like stream. Hope you enjoyed.